clothes and I'm not too clean, but I know what I like, if you know what I mean. What'll people say? Well, mister, can't you see? It don't mean spit to me.
There you go. Kiss. I love Kiss. Gene, Paul, Ace, Peter, everyone else. Eric and Tommy even wrote a song about it. It's called Kiss Army. So today, on the Blaine Fowler Music Nerd Podcast, we're going to have my special guest, Scott Cook. Scott Cook has been doing mornings at Rock 101 in Sault Ste. Marie since August of 2005. And he is one of the funniest people I know. He used to crack me up at lunchtime in Sault High. We're about the same age. And you're going to have to put up with a lot of Paul Stanley imitations and other stuff. Check it out. Listen, people.
Listen. Listen, if we could get some sort of engineering in here, come on!
Oh shit! I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I'm probably gonna break my. I'm gonna break a kidney. Listen, how many?
Listen,
how many? Gene, did you forget to pay the engineering bill? I mean, come on. How are you,
hello?
Brother? Hello! Here I am! Here we are! We are one, people.
Listen, I know sometimes life can be difficult. I know sometimes life can be hard.
That's what she said. Come on!
Yeah, come on!
How are you? Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. Good. How are you?
I'm good.
This is what we call pussy on my lap. You know! It's from the Exposed DVD. Maybe you've seen it.
Oh, my God. Just in case you're tuning in, that's Scott holding his cat on his lap. Yeah, there we go.
Sorry.
Scott Cook, the special guest today on the Blaine Fowler Music Nerd Podcast. We're going to talk a little bit about Kiss, people. Come on.
Listen, I know that you love rock and roll as much as I do. Come on!
Do you remember the first time you heard Kiss Alive and like 100,000 Years where Paul's doing that long thing in the middle of it?
Yes, the first Alive. Well, first you see, like, if you've seen the album or if you had the album, you know the iconic Cobo Hall and those two guys and the banner. Right. And that whole thing. I mean, it's just, there's so much.
There's so much to
it.
So much
about it.
Let me give you my impressions and you tell me if you agree.
Okay.
I'm like, when my brother got that album for Christmas one year, and he's like 3 years older than me. And so I'm probably 8 or 9 years old the first time I hear it. And I'm listening to them do 100,000 Years, and Paul's like, now, if you believe in rock and roll, why don't you stand up for what you believe in? And I'm sitting there in Sault Ste. Marie in some, winter situation underneath 500 feet of snow, listening to this thinking, number one, this happened just down the road in Detroit, which is, the murder capital of the world, all this mystique and stuff like that about Detroit in the mid-'70s. And these guys are like telling people to stand. They're basically starting a riot. And these people are standing up. You can hear them standing up. You can hear them getting louder. And it's like, I've got to be part of this. This is the greatest thing ever. Like, I loved listening to that.
It was one of those, in the whole album, it was one of those live album situations where, a band starts to make a little bit of buzz and they got a little bit of a following, whatever, but the live album comes out and it didn't happen to very many bands.
No.
But Kiss was one of those bands where it's like, listen, our live show is what we're really all about. So in order to get the essence of Kiss, you gotta have the live show.
You do.
And my epic rants and stage rap.
Yeah. or the best part on Kiss Alive is right before Rock Bottom. He just goes, "Oh hey," and then dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Oh yeah. No.
Put a lot of thought into that one, did you, Paul?
It's so ridiculous. It's awesome.
Okay, I know you watched the New Year's Eve show live from Dubai.
Yeah. Yes.
Have you seen them on this farewell tour, on the end of the road tour?
We bought tickets for the DTE show.
Oh, shoot, really?
Yeah. And we were all set to go. Now, we did see the show in Grand Rapids, though. So technically, I think it's the same tour, right?
It is, yeah.
It's just the 3-year, 4-year tour, whatever. I said it was our last tour. I didn't say it wasn't going to go on for 10 years.
That's right. This is Gene Simmons from KISS, and I want you to know that you can buy more tickets to more shows. I don't know if we're going to do them or not, but if we do, you will see me, Gene Simmons from KISS, and Paul Stanley, and of course a couple of guys you may never have heard of, but they're quite good gentlemen. They're Tommy Thayer on the guitar. He is the original spaceman. There is no Ace Frehley. And on drums, we've got Eric Singer, who also sings most of Paul's parts because Paul can no longer hit the notes.
I love your Gene.
It's Craig Gass's. I'm just doing an imitation of Craig Gass.
And that's what all my impressions are impressions of other people doing impressions.
My George W. is my imitation of Will Ferrell. Hey, America.
Yeah.
How you doing? America. And he looks a little confused.
Got the eyebrow going. Yeah. It's all about America. And then you got a little Dana Carvey where he gets...
Oh, Dana Carvey was great.
No, my wife calls me out on it all the time. She's like, you're just doing an impression of so-and-so doing an impression. And by the way, I don't sound like that. You know?
No, you nailed it. I think you sound exactly like your wife.
I know, right? You've met her?
Yeah.
No, but yes. So that's all of my and they're all like the basic ones. But you're Gene, dude. I've studied Craig Gass. I still can't get it down. I can't get I know it's.
You just have to be very serious.
It's
almost like the Gene voice is basically like, all right, I'm tired of talking about your bullshit.
Right. Yeah.
We're now going to get to the facts, and I'm going to tell you the truth of what it is like to be a man. Yeah, Gene. Okay, how many times have you seen them?
Okay, so sorry.
We go
off. You and I start talking, and we go off, and it's hard to stay on point. I was thinking about that, and I was trying to remember. I think I know I saw the reunion show.
Yeah.
And was it 96?
Yeah.
90?
Like at
somewhere
Tiger
around
Stadium?
There? No,
okay.
I didn't see that one. I think it was at the Palace.
Okay. Yeah, I saw him at Target Center or St. Paul Civic Center. One or the other. Yeah, on that tour.
I missed the Tiger Stadium, which I heard all about. My thing with stadiums is I know the sound's going to kind of suck, I don't really like it.
Oh, so you're that guy, huh? Mr. Snob.
I am that guy. I'm Mr. Snob. I want some sound that I can actually understand. But I'd have to look and see because for some reason I want to say I saw it twice. I saw it in the Van Andel in Grand Rapids, and the Palace. But I'll have to look and see if they played the Van Andel. Then I did. If they didn't, I've seen so many shows like you. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I forget. I
think I've seen KISS like 6 times.
That sounds about right for me too, because I did see him at DTE before. Mm-hmm. I saw him in Sault Ste. Marie at the casino.
I was at that show too.
Yeah. How come we didn't hook up? Where were you?
I was with my brother.
Oh, John. I know John. John's a good guy.
John got second row tickets or something like that. My favorite part was like right before they did All American Man, Paul's like, I can almost smell Detroit.
I don't remember that, but that's hilarious.
And then he was talking about doing All American Man, like, this may be the only time we ever do this, and that might be a good idea.
Well, what was really cool about that show too? They only did like 3 shows.
Yeah,
and I know that
it was a
I got the
non-tour
T-shirt.
Yeah,
it was the Hit and Run tour.
Yes, that's
which was like it was like 3 shows, and there was scattered about, one in California, one somewhere, and then one in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, now that's the same tour where Paul had a heart incident, and they played a casino in California as a trio without Paul.
No kidding.
If you look it up on YouTube, you'll find it. And it's them doing a bunch of Gene songs.
That's a little bit of history there.
That's a little bit of kiss. I thought I was going to die, people. So did I, but we had paying customers, so I decided we have to play. I wasn't going to miss out on all that cash. Gene Simmons from Kiss.
I can't do it. I got to work on that, man. It's killing me that I can't do it. I just got to say.
But
I love yours
so
much.
good.
Listen. After a while, too, the wife would go, she'd go, when I first started doing Paul, she goes, does he have some sort of lisp or something? Because, yes, I'm exaggerating it because that's what you do, but yes, he does.
It was worse before. It's not as bad now in real life.
Well, just to get serious for a minute, Blaine, I have a hearing issue in one of my ears. That's right. It was ever since I was a young boy. So I don't hear things quite as the same.
That's why. That's why in Rock and Roll All Night he says "what" at some point. You're like, he's not hearing the song. What do you want to do? You want what? Oh, you want to rock and roll all night and party? Okay.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Yeah, when he says that, he's not joking.
So, not to make fun of the hearing impaired, but
I have to wear hearing aids, so I can make fun of him all day long. But
okay, all right.
Yeah, he was born without an ear.
Yeah,
something like that.
Really bizarre. And his hair hangs over it. And you never know that his ear's kind of deformed. But and I did see them in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, at the arena there, which was about a 5,000-6,000 seater.
Yeah.
But they had a contest in Canada where you could vote to have Kiss come to your town.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they won. Like, our area, huge Kiss fans. So they got third place. It was the top 3. The other ones were like, Thunder Bay and Ottawa or something or whatever. But which was great because that's when I got to meet them and everything too. Listen, I'm just going to give you a fist bump. I'm not going to shake your.
And this is pre-COVID.
Yes, pre-COVID. Gene would not shake my hand. I'm like, come on, Gene. Why you got to be such a Gene?
But we know why, right? Because you were wearing that bootleg shirt. Gene will shake the hand of the paying customer.
No, my son technically was wearing the bootleg shirt. Your son
was wearing the bootleg shirt.
I had a legitimate shirt on.
Okay.
That I actually bought for the occasion because I've got Kiss shirts, but I thought, no, this is a special deal. So I got the one with the giant faces on it. So I had all their faces. I thought this should impress them. Still not shaking your hand.
But I will.
I will lick the side of your face. Come on.
Don't want to wait till you know me better.
So there's times like that. So that's at least probably 4 or 5 shows right there. I think that I've seen.
I think the best show. I think I saw him on this tour. They played the Little Caesars. I thought it was really good. I am bothered by the fact that Paul is lip syncing most of the show.
Yeah, there's.
I mean, I don't mean I'm not trying to dog him or anything, but come on, man.
Right.
That
is a heavy debate, and he definitely is doing that at times.
Yeah, not the entire show, but part of it for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's been called out, and they've just show those clips.
Yeah.
And
he's nowhere near the mic, and you hear the yeah.
The opening of Say Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Psycho Circus.
Psycho Circus. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I wasn't. Can we re-cue that? Because I was stepping away.
I had to get a drink of tea.
Now, to bring it back home to the Dubai show, it was everything as promised, I thought.
Yeah.
And I think Paul, forced into resting his voice all these weeks, I think it really helped him. Now, could he, carry through, the vocal duties that he did for a tour?
No.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head.
You're shaking your head. Yeah. No. He sounded good in Dubai.
It's funny. I saw, because everything's on YouTube, right? You don't even have to buy the stupid concert. So I saw a lot of it on YouTube. And I also saw some of their sound check stuff. He sounded really good in sound check. And I don't think that was lip syncing or anything. I think that was real.
Right.
But yeah, there are certain things he can't do with his voice anymore. And it's, when they go into Heaven's on Fire and they skip the intro, but then he kind of puts it in anyway. It's like, Paul, no, buddy, don't go there because you can't. And it's sad because his voice, Scott, I think late 80s up until about 2005 was one of the best lead vocalists in rock and roll.
Sure. And that's, and I understand how the voice, ages and different things and whatever.
Right.
But with the techniques that are available and, can we just get Ken Tamplin on the line or something?
Hey, everybody, it's Ken Tamplin again.
Hey, Ken Tamplin, Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy, where the proof is in the singing.
Oh, my God.
Can we just get him or somebody to get him to sing? Because, I've talked to singers, like Tom Kiefer from Cinderella.
Oh yeah, there's a guy.
Got surgeries and blown, vessels and all kinds of things. And he spent, I talked to him about it. He spent like a year, 2 years, just training his voice to where he could find a way to sing again.
Yeah,
And he does it. Now, is it the same? No, but he's still out there, nobody's fool.
Yeah, that's high.
Fool, Well, and I'm not.
And I know
justice, but
I know that Kiss is playing. They're tuned down like a full step to begin with, and then on top of that, it's mostly lip sunk or sang. I don't know. By Paul.
Sang.
Yeah. But it's funny because when he's live because he'll be like, wow, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's like Paul.
Yeah,
but I guess I don't want to trash the guy too much. He is 70?
Yeah, in crazy good shape though too.
In crazy good shape. I have a theory. I think he had some plastic surgery done, and I think that was the downfall. I think it affected the oratory part of your face or whatever that kind of limited and age.
Well, famously, that's why supposedly why Freddie Mercury didn't get his teeth fixed,
right?
Because it would have changed the way he sang and everything, and he was worried about that,
right?
And so, I mean, that's probably pieces, various pieces to the Paul's cracking voice puzzle.
Right.
But I still, though, I scratch my head and I'm thinking, why can't he just find a way? But maybe his ego won't let him. Maybe, you know what I mean?
Ding, ding. I think you may have hit it right there.
I think, though, if his ego would let him lip sync, it would let him, work on his voice.
Well, and it's funny because Gene has taken shots at him about it.
I've heard those.
Yeah, which is so strange. I mean, I know those guys have probably like a love-hate thing, maybe as kind of like brothers.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, listen, the funny thing is when this is all over with, when they're finally done touring and finally done doing Kiss cruises and all that stuff, what I'm going to remember is the stuff that they did. To me, and you and I have talked about this, that revenge era of Kiss is untouchable. It is the best version of that band ever. And yes, I appreciate Ace and Peter, Eric Carr. I appreciate Tommy Thayer. But that Bruce Kulick, Eric Singer, Gene, Paul, early 90s up until the reunion, That was special.
It was really, it all came together, and just, obviously the timing at the end, it was sort of grungers coming in and all that. If the timing was different, that would have been just a monster. That would have been just a monster album, and probably would have got a lot. Well, I don't know, because it gets lumped in with the 80s stuff.
It does. It does.
I love me some hair bands. I won't diss on them, but they do get the stink, stink of the 80s on them. But yeah, great album. I even like Carnival of Souls, not as much, but obviously it was darker and, in the jungle.
I love that song. I'm sorry. I love that.
Bruce Kulick. I mean, wow.
Totally underrated. Just underappreciated guitar player. Could do anything.
Absolutely.
Let's be honest. Yep. The best guitarist Kiss ever had. I
think so. Yeah. And I'm not, and I know there's ace guys.
Yeah.
I'm not an ace guy.
Really?
I respect him, because he created his sound.
Yeah.
And that's, you play guitar, you're a musician. I'm not, I just pretend to be one. But, and for somebody to be able to create a sound, so you hear it and you're like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's really hard to do. You hear Jimmy Page,
same.
It's Jimmy Page.
Eddie Van
Halen.
Yep.
Yeah, which we should talk about. But so I give him credit. I give him all that. But I never was. To me, I'm like, Tommy Thayer sounds just as good or better.
Well, Tommy's playing exactly the same notes, and he's playing them very. I mean, if there's anyone who's copped Ace's vibe, it's definitely Tommy. Yeah. Bruce more or less would do it, but Bruce always threw Bruce's take in on it. Bruce could also do the Eddie stuff. Bruce could also, Bruce did everything. Now, is that to say that Tommy can't? Tommy can. I know he can, but he's just following the blueprint that his employers are telling him what to play.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's, I always liken it to Vivian Campbell in Def Leppard.
Yep.
He's just the side guy playing the rhythm.
Right.
But we've all heard him play with Ronnie James Dio.
Right.
We know Vivian Campbell can shred.
He can shred like crazy. Yes.
But he's happy with it. He whatever. Let Phil Collin be the star.
Big thank you to Scott Cook from Rock 101 and Sault Ste. Marie for being my special guest. He's coming back for the next episode when we talk Eddie Van Halen. Again, it's the Blaine Fowler Music Nerd Podcast. This is where we just geek it up and hopefully have a good time, and hopefully you're entertained by it. Make sure you subscribe to the page. And by the way, a shameless plug for my album. It's called Imperfect, because I know it's imperfect. It's 11 new songs that I wrote and recorded on my own. I'm very proud of it. I know a lot of people are like, oh God, DJ's doing music. Yeah, right, but I've been doing music longer than I've been a DJ, although it may not sound like it. Anyway, check it out wherever you buy digital music online. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time on the Blaine Fowler Music Nerd Podcast.